Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to give you an update on different propagation projects I have been working on. So first we're going to take a look at the propagation tray that I started 6.5 weeks ago. I think I so far provided 3 updates, and since the last update that was 2 weeks ago, I have added to the tray Graptosedum Vera Higgins leaves for propagation, and they have already started growing new rosettes, which is really exciting. I am propagating this tray under a Spider Farmer 1000 watts lights that have been really doing great. So I'm gonna post in the description below all the lights that I'm using for different propagation projects, as well as a link to the other videos that I posted prior to this one, so you can see the progress plans made. I also today want to start some new propagation projects, maybe propagate echeverria rainbow. So let's start. Alright guys, so here is my tray. These guys have quite a bit of roots, and I think I was considering getting them into individual pots. But for now I think I'm gonna still leave them in this tray under Spider Farmer lights. They're, as you can see, growing new branches. They're each week getting a little bit bigger. Even these little ones, have started growing branches, even like below and above. So it's really exciting to see them grow. And here is some of the Vera Higgins cuttings that rooted already, and some little leaves that I placed here, and they're already growing rosettes, as you can see, pretty much all of them. And then these are, look at how big they are now. These are the rosettes from the echeverria leaves. These leaves already dried, so they're gonna probably be able to go in individual pots because they're getting a nice size rosettes. And look at this one, so big. This echeverria is so prolific. When I beheaded it so that these pups can have more light, that echeverria in a month has produced such amazing root system and started producing more pups on the new stem after beheading. So very prolific, kind of like topsy-turvy. This echeverria Lola is starting to grow a little pup here, rosette, and then this leaf, I don't know if it's going to make it or not, we will see. So here are all the leaves that I've been propagating from the same echeverria. That's this actually purple one, but these are not as purple yet. And most of them now not only have roots, but they have rosettes. Some, like this one, are still not having rosette, but like I said, most have one or more rosettes. Here is the one with the double. This one is just barely, I see it, it's just starting to grow rosette. This one has a little rosette. This one didn't do nothing, so I don't know if this leaf will make it. Then this one has like a triple head. This one I had to turn on the side because it was growing on both sides, the rosettes, so it's kind of sideways. Then this one has a double rosette here. This one has 3 rosettes. Look at how cute this one is. I think this one is the cutest out of all of them. And this one has another 2. This one, I think, is just starting to grow something. Yeah. And then there's these that haven't started yet. The leaf is not dying, so I still hope that they're gonna make it. This one has roots and it's starting to grow something. So these 4 and this one here. So 5 total out of 17 leaves haven't started anything yet. So that's what's going on with the tray. Now, I don't know if you remember this plant. This is my Graptopetalum, no, I think it's actually Graptoveria Blue Pearl. I had it at the conservatory a year ago when we had freezing, and it survived, and then I brought it back this winter at the conservatory and took it back because it just wasn't doing that great. It was very laggy, and I decided to propagate it. So about 2 weeks ago, after my last update, I took cuttings. They already rooted. Here they are. So these cuttings are under pink LED lights, high grow, 2000 watts. And then these I left under spider farmer lights. And I was actually so excited seeing what beautiful color they got under spider farmer lights. So my observation is actually that all lights can produce really nice dressing color on succulents. It seems to me that spider farmer needs a little bit longer exposure, but you can see there is hardly any difference. I actually even like better how these are looking right now. So I'm thinking to propagate these guys as well, because you see it looks kind of very leggy and messy. And then it actually had some leaves down about a month ago, and these leaves grew under spider farmer lights, propagated itself. And look at how adorable these are. So I would like to put them in the separate pot. And this one here is the only one that's a little bit more blue because it was probably the furthest away from the light. I also wanted to show you how under spider farmer lights these are looking just beautiful. So this is that big ghost plant that I got from small conservatory about a year ago. It was such a large pot that I had to take a lot of cuttings. So I have probably like 4 pots like this, and if you're interested, I'm gonna be, as soon as it starts to get warmer, be able to ship these. So this is the one that I left under LED pink light. So you can see it's a little bit more distressed color. These are the ones that didn't have enough of pink light because they were on the edge, so they were a little bit more blue. And these are the ones that are under spider farmer lights, and you can see how they're not quite as intense pink. They do have some pink, but they have a really nice bright purplish blue color. I really like the color that I got under spider farmer light. So I'm gonna take cuttings of this one now. Here's the first one. I have a little pot prepared here. I think I'm gonna place them directly in the soil because I have a rooting hormone, and some of these branches that I cut earlier, they're already starting to grow some rosettes, which is kind of exciting. I really love this blue pearl. It's such a pretty graptovaria, and I even don't mind when it gets leggy a bit, but I think that this right now it's really kind of not looking good. Here's my rooting hormone. I'm going to try not to remove the film from the leaves by holding them only by the stem. And I'm going to start placing them in the pot. They all have some aerial roots already. Aerial roots are those roots that are growing on the stems. Some are old roots, there is some new white roots, so and here it is, guys. It's a new pot of these cuttings, blue pearl graptovaria cuttings. So these gonna go under spider farmer lights. I think I might also take out of the pot these little babies, or maybe just let them grow a little longer. Next thing I want to do, guys, is actually propagate this echeverria rainbow. I have never done echeverria rainbow propagation because it was just hard to keep them alive. I had one before, but these have done amazing under LED lights, and the biggest one has a little bit bigger stem. These other two are pretty skinny stems, so I don't want to propagate those. So I'm gonna chop this one off, this big one, and see if it can grow some more rosettes. So here we go, guys. I'm doing it. Here it is. Here is my beautiful echeverria rainbow, chopped off, beheaded. And here is the stem that was left. So let's just hope that it's gonna grow something. I would really love to see some more rosettes. And this one, I have a pot prepared here, a little pot. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of a rooting hormone at the bottom of the stem and place it in the pot. Here it is, guys. So guys, next project that I want to work on is this beautiful echeverria Powderpuff. This is one of my favorites. It keeps the compact look. It's not very hard to take care of. It reminds a bit to a small size opalina, but it grows in tall or long and branches. And I would love to have a pot with like maybe 5 long branches. So I've been trying to propagate it and accomplish that goal. So I beheaded it. It's been more than a month, and the top rooted. This is the bottom stem that grew 3 rosettes, and 1 rosette is getting quite big, as you can see from my fingers, and I'm hoping it's going to be in a few weeks even bigger, so I can eventually cut it and root it individually. And then this middle of the stem I also tucked in, it rooted and it grew a rosette. So I want to cut this echeverria right here where it has this empty spot, and hopefully something will grow from the bottom and root the top. And eventually I would just love to have all these heads together in a same pot and let them grow nicely, compacted. So let's do this. I don't know how, but I accidentally didn't turn on the camera when I was just cutting off this, beheading this echeverria. So I just cut it, and I'm trying not to touch it much because this one has this beautiful powder, coating on the leaves, and it gives it a really beautiful look. So I placed it in the rooting hormone, which you don't have to do, but when I'm impatient and I'm not, waiting for succulents to callus, I just, for safety from rotting, I just put them in the rooting hormone, and you can even have a mildly wet soil. So here it is, and that's ready. So I'm gonna just go now over there under lights and show you how other echeverias and propagation projects are doing. So I just wanted to show you this echeverria. I've been researching, and I think this is Holy Gate echeverria. In my experience, this is super prolific and very pretty blue echeverria. I had a lot of pups that are in the propagation tray that I just showed you, but when I pulled this, I just repotted this about 2 weeks ago. The pot was just packed full of roots that were like maybe this long, and I just looked and it started growing new rosettes. I'm trying to show you without pulling it. Well, I suppose, let's see. I think you can see some underneath here, right there. So very prolific echeverria, produces a lot of babies. And then this is the stem that was left over from the Holy Gate echeverria. And I mean, look at the size already of the rosette. So these were all the babies that were around that stem, and the mother plant I just showed you. And look at, guys, the stem is growing some more rosettes. Super prolific and just so pretty. So I haven't thrown it away. A Compton Carousel echeverria that I got with barely any roots has done wonderful. It rooted, and as you can see, it completely filled the pot. It used to be, you could see some soil. You cannot anymore because it's really growing larger rosette, a lot of new leaves, and it's getting a little bit of a pink. I don't know if you can see on the edges of the leaves, which is really exciting. Here is one of my favorite string of buttons, Chrysalis, mother plant. I have been propagating a lot of this plant. Here you go, guys. These are all rooted, established cuttings that are growing bigger, growing new branches, very compact look. And I'm gonna probably have another 3 pots like this from all those you know, cuttings here that are in the tray. So if you are interested in those, I'm gonna probably have them in a month for sale as well. This is echeverria petrosporal, looking pretty. It has been looking dreadful for a long time, but it is growing new pink leaves. It's been attacked a lot by mealybugs, and I think it's attacked again. But it's fighting. It's growing new leaves and in the rosettes, and still looking pretty horrible. But I'm not gonna be throwing it away. So I'm just gonna let it fight, and I am giving it rainwater. I'm gonna have to spray it again, but let's just hope it's gonna pull it through. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and hope you enjoy it. And if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below. I'm gonna make sure to put in the description all the links to all the lights that I'm using. So see you soon in the next video.